morning, and we have Melissa Steger here with the University of Texas System. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Can't complain.
Good. So you're a big advocate for the Comp Laude event, and so I wanted to bring you on to share a little bit of insight from Texas because people tend to think that the Comp Laude is a California event. So I thought you'd be good to come on board and share some insight about it with us. But before we do, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the industry.
Okay, so gosh, I have been in the workers' comp industry for over 25 years. 19 of which has been with the University of Texas System. So I have a lot of love for both the industry and the system. I actually worked my way up from being a temporary employee to claims assistant, adjuster, supervisor. So I've seen that world a lot, but I reached a point where I plateaued in my career with the University of Texas System, and I left and worked for the regulatory agency, so what was the Texas Workers' Comp Commission for a while. So I've seen the system from that perspective, and then when they allowed the workers' comp certified networks into the system, I left for a while and worked in the private industry setting up one of those networks. So have a well-rounded perspective, and was able to, through my experience, return back to the University of Texas System, my home, and I am now running operations of the workers' comp program for all of the institutions within the system. We cover about 123,000 employees across the state of Texas, and through my experience and what I've seen in the industry, our program model is centered around claim advocacy, which focuses us on doing what is right from a holistic approach rather than jockeying for the best results from a one-sided perspective. Our mission within our program is to assist the injured employees through the complicated workers' comp system and also support our institutions who are playing the role as employer.
Nice. And that's a common theme with these interviews that I'm hearing is helping the injured workers through a complicated system. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to, with the Comp Laude event, make it something that benefits them, because that's what we're all trying to do. But the first Comp Laude you attended was in 2017. What made you attend the event?
You know, I was actually asked to participate on a panel, and gosh, I learned so much from it. The panel and actually some of the educational sessions I sat through offered a 360-degree perspective, which was extremely enlightening and actually was something that I took back and further refined our programs from. So many of the conferences that we attend really approach it from one perspective, whether it be focused on the carrier or the employer, plaintiff attorney, defense attorney, but having every participant within the system under one roof and hearing from each of them really inspired what we're doing again with our program. It was extremely refreshing to see.
Very good. So in attending the event, what was your favorite part?
You know, that's a loaded question. It's hard to say. The educational sessions were outstanding and so relevant. I really enjoyed, I think y'all had a thing on the TED Talk,
The People's Choice.
Yes, it was so inspiring to watch them perform and the messages that were delivered. The networking, I made contacts there that I refer to regularly, and some of them that we still meet for happy hour or we pick up the phone and just check on each other on a personal level. So I made some really great friends that have benefited me both professionally and personally. But probably the biggest wow factor for me is hearing from the injured employees. A lot of times in our role, the ones that stay in your mind are the claims that didn't quite go so well, or maybe the injured employee is upset about something. It's kind of the squeaky wheel effect, but to actually sit back and hear injured employees and the positive stories where they have recovered from devastating injuries, they returned to gainful employment, hearing it from that perspective was breathtaking, to be quite honest, and probably my favorite part, if I had to pick one.
Aw, that's great. And that's a common theme I hear too, is just getting to talk to them, humanizing the industry or a claim component. So we do have the injured worker panel back that's going to kick off Comp Laude Day on the 24th. So I'm super excited about that. So 2019, you were nominated. How do you feel about being nominated for a Comp Laude Award?
You know, honestly, it was a huge surprise. It's hard for me to accept accolades because I really don't see myself as the one deserving of the credit. The success of our program is attributable to many different players. I've got a phenomenal team of coworkers here at the UT system. Our TPA, our cost containment company, our network, our institutions, to me, they're the ones that produce the results. So it's hard to sit back and see myself in that vein when they're really the ones, in my eyes, deserving of the credit. The biggest excitement for me is having a platform to deliver the message and what we're doing. The success that claim advocacy produces is phenomenal, and we see it year over year since we've been practicing this model. So being given an opportunity to speak towards that and hopefully influence others, if I plant a seed with one person or with one other program and people see the perspective of workers' comp, not from a me against you, which many times the industry itself produces, and really focusing on what the purpose of workers' comp is, I will take that opportunity all day long. And for that, I am extremely thankful for.
Well, I believe you're well deserving of the nomination, and I'm impressed, especially with the 123,000 employees that you're in charge of. That's a lot of people in the state of Texas that you have to make sure are taken care of on a daily basis. So very impressive. Well, thank you for your time today. It's been really a pleasure seeing you again. It's always a good time. For more information about Comp Laude, go to www.complaude.com. We hope to see you there September 23rd through the 25th in Huntington Beach at the Paseo Hotel and Spa, and be on the lookout for the finalists.
Yes, ma'am. Looking forward to it.